Cool. So hello everybody and welcome to the Forever Sports podcast for our first ever football episode. And I'm being joined today by members of the MUFC Fan Bois, a Manchester United supporters group which started with a lot of guys in South Africa and now everybody seems to be jumping ship. Four guys at the bottom is enjoying the English summer while the rest of us, as you can see, are all in jerseys. And I don't know what it's like in Cape Town, but Johannesburg is cuck cold at the moment. But first of all, chaps, thank you very much for joining in. And obviously, we need to rethink our Sundays if we all seem to have too much time to watch football on a podcast. But so Chelsea dropping points last night. Let's start with that. Did everybody catch the game?
I didn't watch the game. I did watch the highlights this morning, and it was good entertainment. But yeah, so you guys take it away with what happened.
Yeah, I just saw what was posted on the group. I'm out.
Come now, you got to be invested in our top four pursuits. You can't
I'm
just watch our games. You have to watch the other games.
The pubs were open in the UK.
Okay, yeah. So
we know where you were, but I mean, that's no excuse.
Me, I actually can't even remember what I did earlier. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning for UFC, so I'm half asleep still. Actually don't even know what the fuck I was doing. I know that I wasn't there. I know I didn't watch it. I know I tracked a little bit, and I know I'm still pissed off that we dropped 2 points off at Spurs. So I'm out.
I was about to say, every single time Chelsea or Leicester drop points, we just hear the same thing from Gavin. I can't believe we dropped 2 points from Spurs.
Because we did.
Yeah, and Spurs.
But to be fair, when you look at the fact that we conceded one of the easiest goals of the entire season against Spurs, I think it is quite a frustrating thing. Yeah, so I mean, we should have won that game if David De Gea had just done a decent save. In other words, a stock standard save.
If Rashford tracked back and Maguire just didn't get dusted. Let's not go down a dark path. We don't want to talk about the fact that Mourinho didn't get a shot on target against Bournemouth but scored against us.
Hey, he's turning Kane into a good centre midfield. So leave him alone.
Surely Kane leaves this summer. If Mourinho stays, surely he goes.
What were the stats? He didn't have a shot.
It's not even so much that. It's more Spurs at the moment. They're not likely to even make Europa. I honestly don't see them making Europa. I mean, Sheffield, Wolves, and probably Arsenal will make it before them. So, as Spurs, you've got a whole bunch of players, some really, really good players, and you're not going to even have any form of European football next season. Why on earth would Kane stay? Why on earth would Ali stay? Why on earth would half these players stay? I'd leave.
Son must go.
Levy will play hard to get with all of them, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, that's true. No one wants to deal with Levy. No one does. But the thing is, I honestly think at the end of the season, they're going to see, okay, we just missed out on Europa. Jose has to go, or we're going to lose half our playing staff. What's it going to be? Cheers, Jose.
I mean, surely as Spurs, I mean, something like Mourinho, he's not going to care if somebody wants to go. But I reckon there could be quite a lot of swap deals to be done. And places like Real Madrid, who are trying to offload, like a James Rodriguez, surely they can start thinking, well, we could bring in the Son, or we can bring in a Kane and give them James and a bit of cash. I mean, I reckon there are big player swaps to happen at Spurs, because if they do say we're going to back Mourinho, as Kane, who wants to break goal scoring records and stuff like that, you're not going to break 20 goals next season. But so I think I don't care what happens at Spurs, to be honest. I'm until they get a decent manager, I'm boycotting watching them.
Because it reminds me. I've been watching them. It just reminds me of when we had a Mourinho at United. There's no shots. There's no creativity. It's just horrible to watch.
And you just know it's not going to get better. That's the biggest problem. It's not like he hasn't had a transfer window. If he has a transfer window, he's going to bring players that'll suit his system, and nothing's going to change.
Wait. When did
Levi's not going to spend that much money.
Well, he had January, but he hasn't had a full summer transfer window yet. Yeah. So I mean, I think he bought Bergwijn in January, but that's it, I think.
But I mean, think of the clubs that Mourinho's been at, though. I mean, look at Chelsea's support. Now, Chelsea went and put big funds into his teams. Great. He then went on to Real Madrid, again, put big funds into his teams. Then goes on to Man United, goes and spends big again on United. He's not going to be able to do that at Spurs, because Levi's not going to do that.
As I think
so. I don't see how Mourinho gets.
The quality's there. They should be playing much better than they are. To not have a shot, was it not have a shot against Bournemouth?
I mean, it's the same squad minus Eriksen that made the Champions League final, and they didn't make it because of it wasn't a fluke that they got to their final. I mean, there was a couple of contentious decisions in that City semi-final, but they scored goals and they outclassed a lot of teams, and it's that same team can't get a shot on target against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Poch sitting there watching us either being pissed off or actually thinking, "Oh fuck you guys, see what happens when you let go of me"?
I think Poch is sitting there smiling.
Yeah, but I think he probably is gutted that his dynasty is being taken apart. But at the same time, he is going, well, it just makes me look really good, doesn't it?
Not only that, I think Poch is smiling right now, thinking, if it comes to the end of the season and Spurs are not, as I say, in any decent position, which I doubt they will be, Mourinho is probably the first person to actually go. And quite frankly, as Spurs and Levi, you're going to have to suck up your pride, I think, and say, well, we need a manager now who's going to take us to that next level again. Who's it going to be? Well, the best manager on the market still is Pochettino. So do they go and get him, bring him back? It's a really interesting decision.
Okay, well let's move away from Spurs, seeing as this is supposed to be a chat with the MUFC Fan Bois, not the Spurs Fan Boys.
We are supporting them a little later though. I am.
Oh no, I'm 100%. I don't care what Spurs, unless we're challenging them for the title race, I will always support them when it comes to North London derby.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a big game actually, Nick, later today. That whoever wins that probably ends ahead of the other one.
I reckon Spurs win.
Exactly.
It'll be so Mourinho to win this game.
I know, because Mourinho loves doing that. He has bad form, bad run of games the whole time, and then he decides when everyone's on his back, he goes and wins a game like 1-0, and then he goes and says, and he goes and shushes the cameras and stuff like that, and then he'll lose against like who do they play next? Some small club, and they'll lose against them. It's typical Mourinho.
If you look at the log very quickly, if Spurs win this, they go 8th, right? And that means drops Arsenal down to 9th. And that's at the moment with Europa spots. Europa goes to 7th at the moment, maybe even 8th, depending on what happens with City on Monday, right?
Yeah, tonight.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, if Arsenal miss out on any European football, that could be very, very interesting on Abu and all them that want to stick around.
No, I think Aubameyang's going. I don't see him staying.
He's gone.
Nah, I mean he's making big demands. I think he's going. But right, so let's
going back to 3-0 yesterday with Chelsea. That's a huge result. That makes our game tomorrow the biggest of the season almost.
Well, that's what I said today in my preview. I said, I mean, who would have thought if you told me at the beginning of the season that we'd be playing against Southampton and it would be classed as our biggest match of the season because it would mean us going up to into the top 4. But I mean, depending on what happens with Leicester, in fact, I think they're playing right now.
Leicester's 8 o'clock.
Game. There we go. So with Leicester playing tonight, and I mean with Bournemouth, I mean we saw what Bournemouth did to us.
It's a difficult game because Bournemouth need to get points now. This is like their actual penultimate game because like if they win this, they've given themselves a chance. They lose this, they're pretty much gone.
I mean, if Bournemouth win tonight and we win, we're 3rd place.
We go 3rd. Yeah, we're 3rd place.
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry. I mean, Leicester have been pretty appalling this year, but Chelsea, in a week, lost to... Was it this week that they lost to West Ham? It was on Wednesday that they lost to West Ham. Everything seems to just mold into one.
The week before?
Was the week before.
Yeah.
So they lost to West Ham and then lost to 3-0 against Sheffield. So, I mean, talk about a capitulation. They've been in the top 4 since October. This is the first time they've been they will be outside it if we win tomorrow night.
I think they're all worried now. United are right behind them. We're playing very well. But Southampton, I think, will be tougher. That's not an easy game.
No, but considering their form especially. Because, I mean, they're safe now, so I suppose they don't have much to fight for. But, I mean, apart from anything else, they just feel like playing nice football at the moment. And they are decimating teams when they go and play against them at the moment.
They're outrunning teams. I saw Ale saying... Ale says he doesn't want to be outrun by them, but apparently Southampton actually are the fittest, will run the most in the league.
Well, Ralph Hasenhuttl is one of my favorite managers in the league. I mean, what he's done with that Southampton team. I mean, to be fair, they had a pretty average start to the season, and everybody thought they were going to get relegated. But I mean, since then, I mean, now there's no relegation chat. They beat City, and I mean, at this stage, they could break into the top 10 if they keep playing like this. I mean, if they win tomorrow, and Spurs don't win, then suddenly they're on 47 points. Spurs on 49. They'll overtake Everton. So they're playing well.
You're talking about Saints?
Yeah.
I'm looking now at Bournemouth's fixtures for the rest of the season. Tonight they host Leicester. Next fixtures at City. Then they host the Saints. And then they go to Everton.
They've got tough. That's tough. They have to win tonight.
And they, at the moment...
That's the biggest game.
And at the moment, they'll sit in 6 points beneath Watford in 18th.
I can't believe Watford. I can't believe Watford's going to stay up. They do this every season.
I hate Watford.
But respect to Danny Welbeck, guys. I was very stoked to see Danny Welbeck with the bicycle.
100%.
Epic goal.
But they're just
that's Danny Welbeck.
They're always crap the entire season, and then like the last month they'll go and win 2-3 games in the bounce and stay up. Every season, and I mean, like I know Bournemouth have been terrible this season, but at least like previous seasons they've done something and they've been a couple of good results and stuff like that. What does Watford do for the Premier League? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, agreed.
But
so at least Bournemouth play some nice football too. I can actually enjoy watching a Bournemouth game. I've never enjoyed watching a Watford game, except for the Liverpool one.
If nothing else,
because that was just
What would be interesting actually is I think especially with Villa, Norwich, and Bournemouth going down, there are definitely teams which have 2 or 3 players who are definitely Premier League quality. So it'll be quite interesting to see who gets rated. I mean, Villa, surely Grealish leaves. I think Tyrone Mings probably leaves, and Jack McGinn probably leaves. With Bournemouth,
Norwich have got a few youngsters as well on the cards.
Max Aaron.
They've always got Cantwell.
Cantwell leaves.
I
think at the beginning of the season, Pookie would have been one of those that would have definitely left. But I think now it kind of looks like a championship level striker.
He's too old.
And then you look at Bournemouth, Nathan Ake will leave. Yeah. I mean, if Callum Wilson ever stops being injured, he'll probably also leave.
Ryan Fraser won't be picked up by any club.
Is he still unemployed?
Yeah, he is. Don't you just love that? Like, I'm going to walk away from Bournemouth, not do anything. For what?
For their relegation battle as well. It's unbelievable.
What a prick.
We don't want him at United.
Yeah, I mean...
I think anybody wants him now.
Part of the whole Bournemouth success and doing everything like that, and now when Bournemouth are about to go down and they really need him, all right, cheers, guys. I'm not going to play more games for you. But
it's like, that's bad.
So let's talk about tomorrow. So one assumes it's an unchanged team. In fact, Ole in his press conference, I don't know if you guys caught it.
No, it's an unchanged team.
He pretty much he said, yeah, there are players that want to start, that should to start, and everybody's ready to start. But if people are also in the same rhythm, why change things? So read between the lines. One assumes he's starting the same 11 tomorrow.
I predicted it, so it's going to happen.
Well, if I predicted it might not happen, you see. So there we go.
Hello. I haven't got it wrong yet, eh?
So now, that's going to be interesting. So now we're playing with whose sort of karma is better. The fact that you're never wrong, or the fact that I'm always wrong. Because I'm going to go with the same 11. So we're going to test out tomorrow. Big things.
And the thing is, surely we do see a change soon, because it's just been 4 games in a row. There has to be rotation at some point.
Because they have to rotate now. Because if you think about it, tomorrow we play against Saints. Obviously, it's a huge game. Not only that, but then think about next week, Sunday. Sunday we play the FA Cup semi-final. We'll need the same team. We'll need the full strength team for that. So there's no doubt on Thursday it's going to be the B side. But how much of the A side players start in that Thursday game? The Thursday will definitely be a different squad.
But I think the 5 subs changes it a lot, because now it does actually. And then let's get those the last few minutes left on. Let's get them off. Now you got the 5 subs. You can take two of your guys who've been playing the full time, like Bruno starting off on 60 minutes, and you can still use the time wisely. You got the 3 subs, 5 subs. You got 3 sections plus a halftime sub you can use as well. That doesn't count for your 3. So I think player management, man management is been vital in it, and it just comes down to minutes played, how they're feeling, any niggles. I mean, Pogba looked like he had a little niggle at the end of the last game when he was walking off, but I'm pretty sure that's just a little stretch and cramp and he'll be fine. But it's just I think with the 5 subs, if they keep it, it's going to be much easier to go, here's our strongest 11. I mean, Liverpool's done it all fucking season long.
And then just bring them off. Because Ole has done that with Bruno. He's taken him off quite a few times after about 60 minutes or 70 minutes.
Yeah. Before the break, he was playing full 90s, but now you can see he's wrapping him with cotton wool. In fact, I was very surprised that Pogba played the full 90 last game, because I thought that he was in the hole. But I mean,
have you noticed what's happening now?
With what?
With the changes, he keeps the same lineup, and then he brings on either Scott or Fred plus someone else. So he basically transforms the midfield. He brings Scott and Fred to keep that partnership up together. And either Pogba sits up in front of them now and plays with Bruno, or Bruno keeps it there. He's got the 2 there. When Matic goes, he's keeping those 2 together. Scott and Fred basically keeping their centre partnership together to keep that communication going. So those 2 will probably start in a weaker game. But who's with them in the starting blocks is the question, because you can't have Matic starting all the time. And that has been immense.
Well, for me, I think Matic needs to play hopefully 60 minutes tomorrow. And if the game's dead and buried, you take him off and you don't start him on Thursday. And let's hope that we don't even need to use him on Thursday, because he needs to play basically the full 90 probably against Chelsea, if it's going to be
but that's why I've been saying the whole time, I'm hoping Ghana is a proper CDM to take over from, because next season is, I think, a vital season for him to get someone grooming taken over from him. He's 32, 33. This is when his legs are going to start going. We need to manage him properly. I mean, it's great we signed him for another 3 seasons, but we really got to start blending in the next in line to take over from him.
But that's what I keep saying. For me, like personally, I think a CDM is almost more important than getting like a Grealish, unless we do actually back Ghana. Which I would have to see.
Well, not only that, but I think Ole doesn't seem to think like that. I think the way Ole speaks about it, I feel like Ole is trying to convert McTominay to Matic, because he keeps saying how he's trying to say Matic is mentoring McTominay. They're always spending time together. It's the whole thing is that Ole seems to have this idea Yeah, I said they seem to have this idea that Matic will retire and McTominay will take over Matic's role. So I don't necessarily think Ghana will not be given the chance, but I just think McTominay is the replacement long term in Ole's mind and the management's mind, because that's what he keeps saying in all of the things.
I wouldn't be against that. I like that fucking dogfight that Fordy loves.
I think the only issue with McTominay is the fact that he does. I don't think he's got the same sort of ball
quality,
like retention qualities as Matic does. Matic is a beast on the ball. Nobody's going to move him from the ball. McTominay gets caught in it too often, which obviously you can improve on. But I do worry about that part of it.
Matic has got some really good quality on the ball. He's a good passer of the ball as well, and he's quite good at holding it up and dribbling around and things.
Look, to be fair, what we've seen Matic in the last few games is what Chelsea saw, 4 or 5 years ago when he was one of the most important players when they won the title. When he plays well, he does dictate in the entire game. He can slow it down. He plays the easy option all the time, so he never puts pressure on people. So, but what would be interesting is, especially with James Garner coming through, who at the moment James Garner is playing. He's played the entire season as a CDM, but almost like, he's a bit like Matic back in his heyday when we would get into goal scoring positions, because Garner loves getting further up, and he's got a very good 1-2, and he's got a very good shot from outside the box, which is why people are sort of wondering maybe he's more of a sort of box to box or a genuine centre midfield. But what would be interesting is if McTominay drops back to be a genuine CDM, does that mean Garner will then become a more genuine centre midfielder or progress further up, or do we then go, right, well, those two are our CDMs, and then we add somebody to sort of partner Fred or somebody with a bit more creativity?
We definitely need more creativity coming off the bench. But now here's
I think we need,
Here's the interesting thing. I just looked. So Matic is 1.94 meters tall.
No,
he's
he's a
imposing big.
Yeah,
but now James Garner's coming in at 1.78.
But is that Wikipedia or Transfer Market?
Wikipedia. I don't have it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably when you were 16 or something.
Yeah, because when I check, because I know I've been trying to find, because I've also been looking at, and I've been trying to find. Look, at the moment we can't. James Garner's weighs about 10 kgs from the looks of it, but.
They're saying Scott's 1.93 as well, so he's the same height and size.
Yeah.
But I see on Transfer Market, then it's got James Garner at 1.82, and I'm hoping he might still grow a bit. But I don't know.
I think with the numbers we've got with McTominay and Garner, I think maybe we can get away with not signing a DM. Although I would like one. I think we could maybe back those two and see if they make it, and then have Matic as obviously the leader of that.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see us back Garner. We've seen Gomez go, so cool, whatever. We're not going to get into that. But we've seen Greenwood step up. But what's been weird is how Greenwood and to a certain extent Chongmo and the others did get a chance this season, but Greenwood and Angel Gomez just never really saw much game time.
Ghana, I assume.
Ghana, yeah. Next season, if we don't sign, because one assumes that so Lingard's going, for me, Mata's going, Pereira might go. So there are less options in the midfield, and we're assuming that we're going to bring in a Jadon Sancho, who, if he really can play as a bit of attacking midfielder, but definitely not. As a genuine midfielder. So surely then Ghana that has to become a regular first team player.
Well, the thing is,
I think that's also where we need to buy someone maybe.
I still maintain. I think our transfer market still needs to look at. We're literally trying to offload all the deadwood that's in the attack. It's mainly the attack deadwood. It's Sanchez, it's Mata, it's Lingard, it's basically Pereira. Now you're about to go get rid of 4 attacking players and replace them with 1 right wing, who basically only really plays right wing, and we only really want him to play right wing. At the end of the day, Bruno goes off. We've got nothing coming off the bench to come on. We need somebody to come on in that position, and we need somebody there.
We've seen it, and that's what my worry's been in these games when Ole's brought on the substitutes. We haven't looked nearly as good as soon as he's taken Bruno off or he's rested Pogba and stuff. We've lost all of our creativity, all of our ability, really.
And I think the problem is that somebody like Pereira, what's so tough with our fixtures is that Pereira probably is not good enough. He's had chances, he's sort of been there. But what frustrates you with Pereira is that he has moments where you see the quality, and those moments generally come when he's playing in a really good team with players around him. But the problem is that, Pereira might work if you had, if you did a straight swap with Bruno right now in a team with confidence and stuff like that. You never know what Pereira would be able to do, or if you played with Pogba and played slightly deeper. But we can't afford to do that at the moment. So, somebody like Pereira has probably missed his chance to impress, because unless we keep him next season and give him more chances, there's no time this season for anybody to stake a claim for a squad. I mean, let's be honest. Besides the last game where we're going with 5-0, even somebody like Romero, they're not going to get a game this season. We can't afford to play anybody outside the top 11 and your good bench players until the one game basically.
That's why probably Ghana and Gomez didn't get their chances this season, because we were under too much pressure when the chances were available to try to do it, that we had to win. I mean, our midfield's been shit most of the season until Bruno came and made it work, because Pogba was out, so we really didn't have a midfield work yet. I mean, Fred was pulling shifts and Scott was pulling shifts, but it wasn't anything to write home about. Same with Ghana. I mean, he's 1.6, fucking like 20 kilograms weight in the shower. Like, that kid was getting pushed off the ball by the wind. So he didn't have a strong midfield to be able to play Gomez. He didn't have a strong other things to be able to play Ghana with it. So, I mean, Greenwood got his chances because we had no one really else, and he took it and he went running with it. I mean, that's how Rashford got his chance as well back in the day. But Williams has been pushing as well. So Williams has been doing well. He's pushing Shaw now. But I mean, I've noticed that Ole's been putting him on the right wing at the moment, right wing back, sorry, as well, to see how he's doing there. I think that's going to.
That's a weird one for me.
I think it's just to cover this, to be honest. I think it's just to cover there because, I mean, Dalot's we've written home as an injury case. We're still working on signing a new medicals team, but that's a pipeline dream. But it just means that Williams can sit on the bench, cover both wing backs and right and left and right.
But what I don't understand, as you say that, it's the fact that Shaw has barely come off during this whole period, and the fact that we've just persisted with him starting and playing on. And this is somebody we've classified in the past as being an injury-prone player. And I don't back him as an injury-prone player. He just had one massive injury, which didn't exactly do very well for him.
Don't tell Glowacki about all his starts.
But what I'm confused about is, yes, I mean, Dalot we say is an injury case, and you can see that he is. But still, during this period, I find it weird that we go and put Williams on for Wan-Bissaka, who. Yeah, granted, is a top player. But I'm thinking, why is Delors not getting a chance when we're 4-0, 3-0 up? You're thinking, surely we should be looking at saying, why are we not trying out our right back who's there? Surely we can see, can you play these minutes? Can you go through them? Can you do the stuff? And because then you don't have to be too worried about having to convert somebody else to something else. Then you have a prime left back cover in Williams, and you have a prime right back cover in Delors. Then you're perfectly sorted for both positions. But now let's hinder Delors' hopeful development by playing Williams as right back. Then Delors gets no chance.
I'm not convinced. I don't think Schalke thinks Delors got much of a future, to be honest. The fact that Williams has come on
starting to look like
2-3 times at right back ahead of him. I mean, there was a story going even in January that we would be willing to let him go. So I wonder if it's just a case of saying, right, well, if Williams can cover right back and left back, and we've also got Fossa Mensah, who I always forget at the moment, and one assumes he's going to go eventually, but I mean.
But Fossa Mensah is just as injury prone as Delors.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. But I mean, one's an academy graduate and one's a Portuguese 19-year-old that we signed with an injury. I'm always going to back my academy graduate.
But guys, I reckon Delors. When I've seen Delors, he is quality. You can see that he's got class about him.
You know what the problem is? What's his best position? Is it right back?
Yeah.
He's a right wing back.
When we play three at the back, I think Delors offers a lot. But I don't want us playing three at the back, to be honest. Even in the big games,
I don't trust Delors' defense yet. I've not seen anything to say that yes, you are a proper defender in the right back position. That's why I say he's more of a right wing back, and the fact that he's very quick up and down the line, because he's probably our quickest fullback in the side. To be fair, because I mean he's probably quicker than Wan-Bissaka. He's probably quicker than Williams and Shaw as well. So in terms of the pace of the back, he's our quickest person, but I don't trust his defense. But at the same time, I still maintain, if you're 3-0 up, give the guy a go. See what you can do, because what's the point in going and selling a guy to go and get somebody else in? Because I'm sorry, you can't just have Williams and injury-prone Fosu Mensah backing up Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. One of them gets injured. Williams has to play full-time. You've got no backup. You need somebody in both positions. You can't just have
SSC's Lard as the future.
Well, he has been training with the squad. He did join up with the squad. I think it was last week he started training with the squad again.
Lard?
Yeah. He was brought back into the first team squad. Him and Mengi have been playing. Did you guys see that Mengi travelled on whenever we played in the week? He actually travelled with the squad. Obviously didn't make the bench, but it's the first time he's travelled with the squad, which is quite lacquer. But so and on the note of centre back, because that's for me, we all know that we need Sancho. I mean, why people continue having conversations about that, we don't know. Everybody agrees we need Sancho, we want Sancho. Sancho's the only one, great. But I personally still think that after Sancho, we need to get a centre back. I mean, Bailly.
Yeah.
I mean, when he plays, he's great and he shows what he can do. I mean, he puts my blood pressure through the roof with some of the stuff he does inside the box. But I mean, he's been injured for the entire season, and if he gets another injury, I mean, we're going to let Phil Jones go. Axel Tuanzebe seems to be another one that's going to be injury. Although he's also been rated could be reaching Village Ferdinand levels if he ever gets an extended run. I mean, he was brilliant for Villa during their thing. So. What do you do? If you
think about this, right? Rojo's done nothing the whole season as well, and Jones has pretty much done nothing the whole season as well. So even if we let go of them, it's not like it's really going to hit the squad as hard as it should. It's because they haven't really been involved. They've been involved maybe at practice or sitting on the injury list. That's about it. I mean, Jones has had 1-2 starts, if that.
We're lucky that Lindelof and Maguire haven't been injured because we don't have much behind that.
I get that. But what I'm saying, though, if we get rid of those two guys, Smalling's already gone, basically. He's been loaned the whole season, so it also does an impact. So when that comments about Ole was talking to Ake and saying, and they're like, oh, you after Ake now? He goes, no, but I have 7 centre-backs. No, you fucking don't.
Yeah, I know.
No, I was about to say, I don't know where you counted those 7 centre-backs.
I sat there doing the maths for like half an hour going, where's he finding these 7 centre-backs? Like, I'm glad he's got them.
No, I need a left-footed centre-back. I get that. I wouldn't, look, if we get rid of Jones, Smalling, and what's his face? And we brought in Ake. That puts us at 4 solid centre backs with 1 or 2 of the youth coming through.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I think United need more of a cheaper type centre back who's like really good, but it's definitely backup. I don't think we need to go and invest massive amounts of money in a centre back to go and get somebody who's world class to put somebody on the bench. Lindelof and Maguire are very, very good centre back partnership. I don't think we're going to spend millions on a centre back.
I have to disagree with you, mate. If we could get someone like Varane, I would love it. This is what I'm trying to say when it comes to it. Like, the thing is, Maguire, Oaks love, but you can, take the English tax out of it. He's not he's not going to walk into every major club's first team fullback position. Same with Lindelof. I want a world class centre back that brings you back like the Village and Ferdinand. Like those were like world-class centre-backs that most of the clubs would kill for them. We don't have that. We don't have that fear like, oh, they're going up against Maguire. And Maguire doesn't instill fear into you.
No, that's a difficult one to go and say.
Because Bailey might break your fucking ankle. Like, that's why.
No, if it comes to installing fear, nobody does that more than Rojo. That's the one thing he's going to come now.
Okay, fine. Okay, I'll give you that. But like, that's more because his connections are going to probably kidnap your family or something. But like, what's it? That PSG Brazilian Marquinhos or something like that. Like, get some, like another great player like that. If we can go out after someone like that, go for it.
Ruben Diaz.
This is what I Diaz. Well, for me, it goes 2 ways. Yeah, what you said?
I'm just thinking I'm looking at this logically. I'm like, obviously we can look and dream world stuff, but I'm just saying logically, as United's looking at this, we're about to spend big money on Sancho. Sancho will be our most expensive signing, no doubt about it. Right. Now, if you wanted to go and get a centre-back who's going to push Maguire and Lindelof out the side immediately, you're going to be spending similar sorts of money. And I doubt United are going to go and do that right now. So I'm saying Lindelof and Maguire are 100% starting. That's why I said
we can get him cheap.
We're going to get somebody. It needs to be a cheap centre back cover who's good, Ake. But is there. I think Ake is a very good idea.
Because surely Ake wouldn't cost more than 40, I would think. I don't
know. No way. 20.
Well, for me, we have to go 2 ways. We either have to go and drop dollar on a top centre back, or else we're going to try and look for a money sensible option. And if we're going with a money sensible option, do we go with somebody who's a bit older and more experienced? And knows the Premier League, or do we go and say, well, let's try and find a youngster or somebody who can grow into a bit of competition? I mean, like I've been watching a lot of that Benoit Badiashile guy from Monaco. I think there was like one story that we linked with it, but I quite like the idea of him, and he's quick and he's fast. I mean, well, he's saying things, but so do we go with somebody who offers us something completely different, and somebody who's just like a genuinely quick centre back? Or do we go with somebody who's maybe a bit older and can be called upon if we need him? Do we want somebody to push our centre backs, or somebody who can step in if we need it?
Besides Rocco, look at who else is left-footed, by the way, of our centre back?
None.
Just Rocco,
that's
right?
it.
It's just Rocco.
We need a left side.
I mean, to be fair, in our squad, who's left-footed in our squad? We've got Shaw, Mata, Rojo,
Greenwood, not sure.
Greenwood's kind of in both columns, so. But I think that's it.
We used to have so many. Do you remember in the LVG we had about too many left?
Well, we had, I must say, we bought in every centre midfielder under the sun that was left-footed.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I mean,
I
we don't
think
have any left-footed players.
But I mean,
Yeah, look, I mean,
I don't think it's that big of an issue to go to have. I mean, yes, you want a left-footed player, but I don't think it would be an absolute deciding factor. Yeah, Matic is left-footed. It's a good point. I don't think it's that big of a deciding factor. Obviously, it's a really nice to have, but I think it's more. I'm not caring too much about whether they're left-footed or right-footed. We just need a good centre-back option who can go and take over if somebody gets injured or something happens, because you can't afford for us to have issues with the fact that we're going, but we don't actually have players next season for a position if somebody gets injured, which we've had for the past however many seasons where you go, but injuries are.
Yeah, look, my first choice would be Ake. I think he's Premier League proven. He's a decent age where he's sort of always getting opportunities.
We need to make sure that if somebody gets injured, we're perfectly fine. So I think somebody more experienced for now.
Technical difficulties?
That was interesting.
Then you come back Mengi and coming up, and Axel Twinzebe coming up.
I think
we lost Mark.
Mark, get off the Mark, log off the Wi-Fi. We've got fiber for a reason.
You're very funny.
Are you guys in the same house or just in different rooms?
Yes.
He's not allowed in the studio here. You know, we've got an age restriction.
There's hierarchy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Guys, can we talk about Grealish or Havertz?
Havertz. I don't think it's
Havertz every day of the week. Every day.
But how much? But the thing is, do you think we have enough money to do that and Sancho?
No, we definitely don't. But to be fair, I don't think we have the money for Sancho and Grealish. To be honest, I don't see the point.
I'm worried the board's not going to give us anything.
No, the board will give us money. I don't buy that. They will give us money, but I'm not sure enough money to go and buy 2 world-class players.
Yeah,
I think there'll be 1 world-class player and
this is
it'll be like 180 million and a couple of 40s.
What if we don't sign Sancho?
Then Havertz is.
Let's not talk about that.
I'm happy with
Greenwood.
I'm happy then Greenwood can start every game on the right, coming in on the left, cutting in. That's fine for me as long as we got someone to come off the bench to cover for him and that.
Then we have to go out and get a Dembele or something as a striker to cover. We need an attacking player who can play across that front three. I think. Or we can at least add depth.
If we don't get Sancho, it's Havertz that you go after big time because Havertz covers the entire front line.
The thing is,
it's the best player.
I think
Havertz plays right wing. That's where he's played majority of his games. He is a right wing.
And attacking midfielder, and he's played like 33% with 3% across all 3 positions. He's actually had a very strange season. He's played
about 5 games in attacking midfield. He's played about 4 games striker. And he scored in every position.
The quality of so good.
Okay, so Mark's definitely have us in. We'll just go with that and we can add subtitles and we'll just put a lot of X's and Y's and stuff like that into what you said.
No, I just said, as I said, he's played in the 3 positions, the right wing, striker, and attacking mid, and he's scored in all 3 positions, and like good goals too. So it's not like he doesn't know how to play in each position. He's a very good cover. Yeah, and he's a big guy.
How much will he cost? Like what, 50, 60, 70 mil?
No, 80.
70.
No. Just hear me out, right? You put an 80 mil on this player, and he's going to expect to start. No one was going to come for 80 mil plus and not start. Now who's he going to start above?
No, my problem is, why don't we do swap deals? Why don't we say to Leverkusen, why don't we do swap deals? Why don't we say to Leverkusen, you can have Lingard and like 50 million as far as I'm concerned.
Sounds like a great swap.
And they're getting somebody. I mean, like, let's be honest, we give Lingard a lot of grief, but he's not top 6 quality, but he's definitely like mid-table club quality.
He's a decent player.
He would start at Everton. He would start at like a Sheffield. He would start at.
I'm not sure he'd start at Everton.
No, I think he'd start at Everton. I think with the right coaching, he could.
They play a 4-4-2 system. Who's he going to start above?
No, Everton. No ways does he start ahead of anybody in Everton.
No chance.
Let's just think about the entire Everton team. Calvert-Lewin, no. Richarlison, no.
Richarlison might leave. I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves. He's South American. They're always in the move.
50 mil for a couple of seasons.
To be fair,
we can give Leverkusen Lingard Mata and Pereira, and then
And 50 million or
and 50 million and 50 million.
Or maybe we give them like Smalling. Now that Smalling's got a bit of value, maybe he's like our. I mean, why does he have to go back to Roma? You know, maybe he comes back and then we put him on the market.
I think you'd go for what's the value on Smalling at the moment? What do you think he would go
I
for?
think he'd fetch 30.
20.
No, I'm hoping for 30.
I think he'd
How
fetch
old is
30.
he? He's
About
31,
31,
32, right?
No ways.
Whoa.
No
That's
ways.
decent, man.
I'm going 27.
Google.
We're all jumping on the
I'm
browser.
using
All
Google,
jumping
yeah.
in the browser.
I think 30, 31.
I think it's about 28,
He's
isn't
30
he?
now. Okay, to be fair. I thought
30.
he was a bit
30
younger.
now.
About to turn 31. I'll
Oh,
take
that's
that.
31. Okay, yeah, fair.
But he's
Yeah,
prime athlete.
that's
I mean,
mad.
come now. He's going to be.
No, okay, no. He's
You're not
prime.
going to get more than 20 for him.
He's prime in Italy because it's an older league.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
true.
He's also quite fast.
Well, I like him, man.
So, you know, if he
He's doing
doesn't tackle
very well
the
for
first
them,
time, he at least
so-
gets 4 times to try and tackle somebody. I just can't believe that he
Look
went to the league. Somebody for me whose biggest problem as a defender was defending, went to a league where defending is like the biggest thing, and he's actually come off. I don't understand it.
He always
He
had
played
ability
well.
though. He's like Jones. They both have ability down there. They just make too many errors and things.
I suppose the nice thing in
Okay.
Italy is you don't actually have to pass the ball. As a centre back, you just get it and clear.
Look, yeah, Mike Smalling under Louis was pretty decent. But what happened in the background?
Now
there?
we've got things coming in. Mark, you've been a disaster here, chap.
No.
Look, okay. So in all honesty, think about this, right? Who is definitely out the door? Lingard's probably out the door. What, realistically, 10, 15 mil?
Lingard must be gone. He's not even getting into the squads.
No, but that's what
Okay,
I'm trying to just work out realistically.
let's be
Who's gone
pessimistic
and how
about
much?
it. Let's be pessimistic. Let's do it.
Who's gone, how much?
So Lingard fetches 15 minimum for me. You know, he went to the World Cup and played for England. Just by the way, like we can't.
He's probably the most valuable, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's English. He's 27, isn't he? You know, you could collect
Yep.
20 plus for him.
surely still 22.
Yeah.
What, price tag or age?
Yeah, I would take 22. He's 28 this year, so
Yeah,
he's
I
in his
know.
prime.
He's
He's
in
in
the
his prime.
Yeah, I know. But he'll be great for a mid-table club, like a Sheffield or something. He'll do well at. But no, so realistically, say we get 20 for him, right? Smaller, we would probably hope hold out for another 20. And those guys are on heavy wages, so it's not like they're on 100k or something like that. They're on more than that.
Mata we won't get much for, but it's more about getting rid of the wages.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's going to Fenerbahce or something, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be for nothing. 5
Yeah,
10
like
million.
5 mil. 5
Yeah,
mil, say 5 mil. That's 45 mil there.
Small 5.
Sanchez, as far as I'm concerned, will pay 5 million. That's what you're
Oh,
saying.
God. That guy.
Sanchez is going to sit on our bench next season. No one's going to be able
Well,
to.
apparently
afford to
Inter
get
wants him
him
back, but on loan. So I think that'll probably end up what's happening. And apparently we want to sell him, but I'm sure he'll just end up going on loan.
But the thing is,
and
we're still
then-
paying like most of his wages, even though he's on loan.
Classic. I suppose at least paying 100,000 wages for him is better than having sitting on our bench and paying 350,000.
Yeah, true.
Clever accounting. Ed's going to have an interesting summer ahead of him because he's going to have to try and make a lot of things. I mean, Jones is on 120, I think. Matza must be on about 120. I thought he was on about 140, but he must be 100 plus. So that's over 200,000 in wages already.
Lingard's on 100.
Lingard's on
I think.
100, so that's already over 300,000.
I think Andreas they might give another season. Pereira, I think they're going to keep in the squad.
Well, he's on like
for depth,
60,000.
maybe.
That's why I say I don't mind him staying. He's on like 60,000 wages. So
Yeah, I also don't mind him staying. He's just going to struggle to start, but if he's happy to sit bench, then yeah.
But we'll have more games next season as well, though. So
He also just loves United.
Okay, so wait. So who are we on and who's out the window that we think is guaranteed and how much are we on now?
So we're doing.
How much?
45.
We're doing. I think what we said.
We're missing
Smalling
Jones.
out, Lingard out. That's what 40, 45 with Mata.
I don't.
Jones.
I don't see Smalling, Jones, and Rocco all being leaving in the same period without
can
someone
try.
coming in.
We'll probably keep one of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
In which case,
Jones maybe.
You
if
should
he's-
actually keep
I don't know.
Rose because you've got the smallest amount of wages.
Hope. Yeah, because I mean that's the thing is, as much as you want to cut the dead wood, you can't do such a brutal cut unless your name is Pep and you get 50 mil to replace each person.
Yeah, cheapers. I mean, he spent like over 100. He spent over 100 million just on right back.
Who, him?
Yeah.
He spent 200 mil on just on his wing backs. Yeah, on his full backs. Over 200 mil. Just sit on the bench like chill. It's mental. But no, so on our side of things, as you said, so we got Matza probably out the door. You got Lingard out the door. I'm pretty sure Swan is out the door at least. So we're looking at at least 3-4 players looking at probably 50 mil raise output, hopefully, with a big chunk of wages out the door as well.
Wages that'll be bigger.
Yeah, realistically, everyone's first choice, and hopefully, is Sancho's coming in there, which will mean that also frees up Greenwood to play across the field on all three positions, which will be great. I know we touched on it earlier. I realistically think we need someone to come off the bench creativity to create something on there. As soon as Bruno's off, we're dead. Ake is something that we would all love, as well as like that third, fourth choice just to help push a bit more. He can also cover left wing back a bit if need be, because it seems that we don't know what's really happening with why Williams is playing on the right now and the left and all that. But realistically, besides the medical staff, that's the most important. Those are like your three main areas. I mean, we need a properly quality right wing. I'm not. If we don't get Sancho, I'm happy with Greenwood, but we need someone to push across the line. That's not going to be 50, 60, 80 million then. We do need an attacking midfielder to come on. If we're going to groom Scott to take over from Matic as a CDM role, then fantastic. Let's go with that. If it works, great. If it doesn't, well, January is coming around the corner. We can try working on it then. And yeah, I think pretty much elsewhere we seem to be just getting better and better at it. Kids must push through, and then those who aren't going to push through in the squad must go on loan.
There we go, Darren. That is Gavin, the technical director of Manchester United.
But I mean, that makes sense.
How did you know?
I would say Ake, Grealish, and Sancho would be a great summer and good business, because Grealish and Ake you could get relatively cheap, and then Sancho is your main signing.
Grealish has
Depends on how much. Yeah, and also there are other clubs that are interested in Grealish. That's the issue.
And we
the fact that other people are going to bid, and when other people start doing bids, we don't win bidding wars. As I say, we don't win.
That's true.
But now,
Grealish has been off form since lockdown. They say he's the type of player that maybe prefers playing in front of crowds. Struggling a bit since.
Isn't Grealish more of a wide player than a midfielder?
He can play wide and through the middle.
He likes playing in the number 10. He always says that's his favourite role. But I think it's goal-wise, he usually gets ball coming off the left.
Because I mainly just see him start play on left wing, basically cutting in and then floating just behind a striker when he wants to. But in terms of what we need attacking, we need that person linked from our CDM, CM side of things pushing forward. I mean, as we got Bruno doing that. We got Pogba who swags. Pogba walks around the field like he just owns the whole fucking place. I love watching him just walk, like swag, just like, yeah, it's my place. But he pushes into the CAM role, and then when he goes off, we need someone else pushing in there.
I think Grealish should be a cover for Bruno essentially, and then can play out wide potentially if need be. You can just gives you more options.
Yeah, look, I'm not opposed to anybody. I mean, if Grealish comes, great. Van der Beek's probably a financially better option, but
I would say Van der Beek would be quite a good option for an attacking mid.
But if we've got the money, spend the money. You know, I'm so bored of this. But do we? Well, that's the thing. We don't know if we have the money. If we've got the money, then we must go spend the money. If we don't have the money, then we need to be a bit more clever.
Let's just say we've got. Let's just say we spend the same net spend as we did last summer. Same net spend. So it's 140 million net spend, right? That's what our last summer was. It's 140 net spend because it was Wan-Bissaka 50. Well, for the last season anyway, because we're including Bruno. So our net spend for the season is 140 million pounds. So let's say we go and spend 120 million pounds in the summer, right? So Sancho is going to cost what, 80 million. So now you've got 40 million left to play.
You're going to get 50 plus from selling everyone.
And so you're going to get 50 plus for everyone else. So you've got 90 million left. What are you getting with 90 million for what, two other positions? Let's say
20 for Ake and then 25 for Ake even, and then
I think Ake is going to go for 30 plus. Ake is sought after.
Let's say Ake 30 million. So that's 60 million. And let's say, for me, Van der Beek's a cheaper option than Grealish. Grealish will be 50 plus. So you get Van der Beek, he'll be like 25, 30. So that's again, you've now got 30 more million. You've got 30 million now to spend on another player. Who are you getting?
The problem with Grealish is that it's if you want him, you have to get him now, because I think he will go to a Premier League club. I don't think that's without doubt. And if he does go to any top 6 club, we've missed him. So I suppose the thinking is, if you want to get Grealish, it's kind of now or never, you know, because if we don't get him now, we're not going to get him. So if he is a big target, then we probably will go for it. But one assumes it's going to be a case of get Sancho, and all we is on Sancho. And once we've got Sancho, then we can sort of sit back and say, well, what can we get from sales and stuff? I think we probably have we'll probably spend about 80 to 100 net this summer if we can do some.
Do you think Sancho is dependent on if we get Champions League?
100%.
Yeah, 100%. I think so. Solskjaer was saying in this press conference, he said not having Champions League is not a big deal, but don't come with that. I'm sorry.
Just look what Chelsea's done.
Well, exactly. You know, I mean,
they haven't got it guaranteed, and they're like, "Fuck you! Look at these signings, bam, bam."
Yeah.
But I think Timo Werner's regretting his choice now already.
I mean, he could. I mean, exactly. Werner.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have
I
been
think
playing the
Werner's
quarterfinal. He could
regretting
have been
it.
playing the quarterfinal for RB Leipzig in August, but instead he decided to leave them early, go and join up with Chelsea, and prepare for what could potentially be a Europa League season.
Well
But that's the
played.
risk you take. That is the risk you take. End of the day.
Yeah.
But as I said, I'm just saying, I think 100% Sancho's waiting for us to guarantee Champions League football. Then he'll be happy to come.
I think it's the
Because
same.
Also,
without
it's gonna be a
Champions League,
long, drawn-out
why would he leave
process.
Borussia Dortmund? Why would he leave Borussia Dortmund, a non-Champions League team?
I just feel that
Yeah.
I just feel that Dortmund's a club that it doesn't matter how well they do, nobody just wants to stay there and like commit their long-term future. Everybody leaves. I mean, Götze leaves, Matt Hummels leaves, Lewandowski leaves. We all know that Haaland's not going to be there for a long time. He's going to leave in a season or two.
You know they have a rule in now in the club that they're not allowed to sell to Bayern Munich. That is
Yeah,
like a rule in the club from last season, I think it was.
Well, they had to because I mean, Bayern Munich
Yeah, well, the
at one
feeder
stage
club-
was just
We're just stealing all
the
that.
Dortmund
Yeah,
Academy wins again.
second best club in Germany was the feeder club to the best.
I mean, could
Like,
you imagine
I think
Liverpool
the
just
issue
went
is-
right now and just
yeah.
brought up half a City squad? Yeah, we'll take.
Pardon?
If Liverpool right now went and said, "Yeah, thanks, we'll take De Bruyne and we'll take Laporte and thanks, we'll also take Sterling back. That's cool. Cool, thanks."
How the hell does Sane get sold for what, 50 mil?
That's the first transfer which we sort of saw the whole sort of COVID thing. I suppose I think he only had 1 year left in his contract, which is one of the things that could have come into it. But
And he was injured the whole season.
yeah, but hey, 50 mil for that
50
player.
mil.
If he comes off next season, that's a great piece of business.
He's-
But Bayern
he's
never
top
dropped
class.
either. Bayern never
Yes.
seemed to overspend. I don't know what it is about
No.
them.
They get their money's worth. I mean, we paid how much for Schweinsteiger was like what 30 mil or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like over the hill, like injury case. So we're like, oh yeah, here's 30 mil. Take it, take it. Like cool.
To be fair,
Here's our
that
legend.
transfer window, we were just throwing money at everyone.
Yeah, that was peak. That was peak LVG and the Glazers and Ed.
That was Ed going, well, you know what? We're financially strong for a reason. Let's go and buy ourselves the league. It works for everybody else. Yeah.
Still need a fucking. Do you think we'll ever get a director of football?
No. I think it's a myth.
I would love to know what our transfer team is made up of.
We have
Who
a,
is
yeah,
involved
we
there.
have a head of transfers, supposedly,
Yeah.
or a
Isn't
transfer.
he
somebody
Ed
like
Bates? Isn't he like that weird banker oak? That's just
I don't think so.
And he does now all the no, but there was that guy that we appointed that does all the
Yeah.
negotiating
He's the
now.
negotiator.
Yeah.
He signs off that. I don't mind a businessman negotiating. It's as a transfer guy. There's somebody who looks for talent. We
And
do
the
actually
vision
have
and
a.
who sets the overall vision and things.
It's probably just on football.
Seems like
manager.
Ole is kind of double doing that role as well as being the manager.
Well, that's why lots of people say, Ole would be perfectly suited to a director of football because he seems to know what to do in terms of squad movements. But then obviously there's always
Well,
that
except he didn't
question
get
mark over.
Erland. So yeah.
And I mean, how do
I
you
think
fly
we-
out and like present this guy? This is our future. We want to be our future, and he's like, "Nah, it's fine. I'll just go to Dortmund."
And yet
Well, we
they
just
played
we
together.
gave Bellingham a tour of Old Trafford with Sir Alex Ferguson and he rejected us. So that one's a bit of a.
Well, to be
We
fair, I'm
went
sorry.
full
I would have lost it if we had dropped £30 million on a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
We dropped 10 million pounds on a 16-year-old last season.
Yeah,
9.5, sorry.
Majbury's doing well. He's also an attacking
Hannibal
mid
very-
coming through here.
There's also
Can't wait for
20 million
Hannibal.
difference.
No, but Hannibal is ripping it up. Like he rocked up
Yeah.
there for under 18.
And he's the exact replacement for the guy that we need to come on. He's just too young. So
Well, one
he's not
assumes he's
here
the
or two.
reason that Gomez decided to jump ship. Because obviously,
Yeah, that's
I reckon he probably
probably-
feels that United value Majbury more over him anyway. That's my only thing.
Hannibal's been proving it though. He's literally just like he's ripping it apart. Like
Yeah, he's a creative player.
Sold
He's
off.
exactly what we.
and
He's
the
got
the
nice
longer
hair
that
as
him
well.
and yeah,
Like,
but like
he's
the
like
longer
a
that like
Fellaini almost.
oh, but imagine him and Chong swapping hair products and everything. But like
Chong's
yeah, the
another
longer
one.
that he
It'll be interesting to see what happens with Chong. One assumes he has
he's
to go
tall,
on loan.
hey?
Chong signed a deal for his money for his career. He knows he's not going to play. I think. I don't know why.
But I
I
think-
don't know how
I
he
think
kept
United
him.
United need to be clever here and just do the Chelsea thing and just send our players
Loan
on
them,
loan
yeah.
instead of selling them. I'm so bored of letting players get to the end of their contract and just selling them. Put them out on loan, see if they become something, because then it's still not a financial burden on you.
And
And,
I mean-
if they become something, then you earn from it or you play them.
Somebody like Chong, which
Also-
everybody says like
Buyback clauses.
hasn't stepped up. If anybody actually watches the youth setup stuff, which a lot of people don't do, but if you watch the youth games, Chong is tearing it apart. He beats players easily. Him and Greenwood. When it was him, Greenwood, Gomez, and Garner, those four were just tearing. I mean, that's why everybody started saying this is the class of '92 with Brandon Williams as well, and Ethan Lee. They were all really good youngsters. And so far, we've seen Greenwood and Williams. Gomez has left. We're not sure if we're going to see Garner, and lots of fans are calling for Chong to be sold, which I think is very premature. But we just need to loan people.
Yeah, we need to loan them. Chong he started off his first few games United, he wasn't great, and then the last few that I saw him play, you actually saw something there where you thought, okay, there is some ability there. We need to loan him out. We need to, we don't want to lose him, but we should loan him out. He's 20, he needs to be playing.
Go to the Championship.
But now think about this, right? If you got clubs like Juventus, PSG, and all them that want to come after these youngsters, why the fuck we let them go?
Yeah.
If these big clubs want them, you smack them down for a long-term contract, you tell them what they want to fucking hear, and you loan them out for a season or two, say, go prove yourself, come back and you can play with the big boys.
Yeah, I mean, Gomez is leaving because apparently Barcelona and Chelsea want him. Now, somebody at Barcelona and Chelsea
unemployed.
Why wouldn't you say to him, okay, cool, we'll stay? I don't understand. I mean, remember when Welbeck went to loan Sunderland? And what he did there, and suddenly he came back, and I mean, apart from the injuries, but he came back ready to play for the Premier League. Why don't we send Garner, Chong, Gomez to the Championship?
Even Lingard benefited from loans.
Yeah.
He played pretty well in the Championship.
But I also think we do loans badly. I mean, remember Januzaj to Dortmund and he didn't play.
But you see, that's where I think we have a lack of a director of football, because that sort of guy would be the guy who's involved in the overall academy, who knows who needs to get loaned out, who needs games, that sort of thing.
That's exactly why we haven't been able to replace Fergie, because Fergie did that. Fergie did two roles at once, and he was so good at both that you didn't actually question about it. You didn't think, oh, we need a DOF. Fergie did it just like whack. So he knew who the coaches were, what the players needed to develop on, and what they needed to improve on that. Okay, this is my buddy. You can help him with that. Let's send the kid on loan there. And he had it waxed. That's why it's. Oh, we
do lack that. Januzaj going to Dortmund was probably one of the worst loans in our history.
That killed his career.
Yeah, that was
even Pereira's loans to the league didn't really help.
He played though. He did play in La Liga.
He played quite well. But I just think it's the wrong type of team and the wrong type of league. That's why I'm a big fan of the Championship, because I think the Championship it's physical. For all the smaller players, you have to go there and you have to step up and you have to adapt. And it's good quality football. I mean, go send Garner to Derby and tell Wayne, right? Here's our future. Come, make sure that by the time he gets back to us, he's ready for United.
Wayne will fuck him up. Wayne will be like, the first thing you go, we put some muscle on you, we put some hair loss on you, and we're going to make you lose your temper.
Yeah. He's going to feed him and take him to the golf course, and then we'll be fine.
I think Garner's the one that most fans are upset we haven't seen enough of this year. I think Ole in general has given most youngsters a decent chance this season, and maybe Gomez was the other one, but I think Garner's the one that we all wanted to see. And there were chances, because our midfield was at one stage in January really opportunities to play him.
At one stage,
they weren't.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there were times when Matic was playing badly and Matic has been good now, but when Matic was playing badly, we would continue to play him instead of playing Garner. And there were times where I felt it was a bit like the Pogba situation. I mean, everybody keeps saying, oh, well, we saw Pogba because, it was the right thing to do. But, Fabio was playing in the midfield ahead of him. That guy could barely start at left back, and now he's starting in the centre midfield ahead of Paul Pogba. You can see why he left. So that's my only worry with Garner, is that people that are out of form will continue to play ahead of him. So does he sort of feel that he can actually break in?
But now you sitting there as a coach, right? And you sitting there with an experienced campaigner like Matic, might be on a bit of bad form, but he's going to come right soon enough. You just got to let him work it through, because he's a professional. He's done it for many, many seasons. We're going to take the risk on a youngster, whereas you sit in 6th, 7th position, your ass is on the chopping block. You can't run the risk too much. So that's why
I think Ole was under pressure there, because we were losing games in that period, so it was difficult. But at the same time, the fans wanted to see it. I don't know.
You know what the biggest problem is? If you're losing, I think as fans, when you lose and it's your best 11 and it's your people that you expect to perform, you come down really hard. If Schalke the next game says, right, well, I'm going to try Garner, and it doesn't work, I do think the fans respect that, and they do sort of say, well, we lost, but fair play, you gave him. Old Ancelotti has been dishing out debuts at Everton at the moment. They had some 18-year-old kid come on today that there's another one, that attacking midfielder who's been playing 3 times. He's suddenly decided, right, well, there's nothing left in this season, so I'm going to give all these kids a debut and make sure that they're here next season. So,
but to be fair, they do have nothing to play for, whereas we needed to play to get to where we are.
We suddenly have something
to
play for
now. Fucking everywhere. Now we have to. We got shit to play for.
Yeah, we can't rotate much at all, to be fair. Just for the legs, basically. That's it.
We've got a one match where we can play our B team. and that's it.
But who is that? The Thursday one? You think West Ham?
No,
it's still risky.
the Europa one against Last when we've got a 5-0 advantage going into
Oh,
the game.
yeah.
Play,
wait,
rest
when is
everyone.
that?
Rest
That's
everyone.
in August. I think it's like the 8th or 9th of August.
No, but exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. So your
Oh.
Premier League's finished by then, and we already know, okay, what our future holds. Now we're after trophies with FA Cup. We're going to give Chelsea a dicking, and then set up the final with either Arsenal or with City. And then we look at Champions League, Europa, we can get another trophy. Because honest to God, our squad and the way we're playing at the moment, we should win it.
Well, that's what I was saying in my preview. I was saying at the beginning of the season when we started, well, if you looked at Europa, even before the break and before Bruno came, you would have thought after the Champions League
We're up
exits,
there.
you think, yeah, United's there, but there's Inter, Sevilla's always going to be a good team. Roma's playing some good football. Wolves were playing better football than us at the time. Whereas now I think
Chris
everybody
play against
accepts. I don't actually know because in theory there's
Smalling.
always club tied. But do you know how many times, like in La Liga, all the loanees have been playing against their parent clubs? So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Traditionally, no, but I'm not going to say definitely can't because I've seen. When Real Madrid played against Mallorca, they that youngster, that Takeshi Kobe, he played against Madrid. So I don't know what the story is. But Dean didn't play against us for Sheffield, so one assume he's.
Yeah, I know. English don't let that happen.
Yeah, same as Sanchez if we play Inter. But I would like to play against that. I want to Inter final. I want to play against Rom and Ashley Young.
I would love it. I would absolutely love it to go and beat them like 3+.
Yeah, but
That'd be beautiful.
if we lose to Inter though, we're gonna hear it. But yeah.
I think FA Cup's just as important.
Yeah.
Villa 2-0 up there against Palace, fighting.
Serious?
Yeah, so they're 1 point, I think, as things. No, actually, I'm not sure if they're ahead of Bournemouth now. I don't even know.
But they're all.
I'll look at the log now.
Anyway, well, chaps, thanks for the chat.
Oh, just scored now.
Who scored, by the way? Let's just go. Let's check out the FPL.
Jesugo.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's
It's his second. It's his second.
He scored 2. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Come on, Bournemouth. You can do it against against Leicester tonight.
Yeah, let's hope for a Bournemouth win, and hopefully when we have our next chat, we'll be sitting in the top 4.
So, as it stands, if it ends like this, Villa would be 4 points behind Watford.
And if Bournemouth
Even
wins
game.
tonight,
then Bournemouth will go to 1 point above Villa, which will put them 3 points behind Watford.
the problem with it is that Bournemouth's got such difficult fixtures. I don't see them doing it.
That's why tonight's even more important for them.
Look, West Ham's also not
Yeah.
so fair, but they're playing.
Yeah, I think the thing is, I think as much as I'd like to see different things change, I think the current bottom 3 are the relegation teams.
Yeah,
I don't see how those teams are going to overtake each other. I don't see how Bournemouth and Villa are going to get out of that situation. There's no ways. They've got 2 difficult fixtures to play. I think those are the best.
Bournemouth's a bit of a sad one. It reminds me of Poch at Spurs. It seems like that project just went stale almost a bit. I don't know.
It's one of those things.
It's a club with
one bad season, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Because where did they finish last season? They weren't even really in the game. Was it last season? There was a top.
No, Ryan
top
Fraser.
10.
That was when Fraser had that great
Yeah.
season, wasn't it? Last season.
I think they
So
were top 10
they
last
finished
season.
like 9th or something like that. Yeah.
Oh well, rest in peace, Bournemouth. We'll see you guys soon. And
So who's
But
coming up?
anyhow, where does he go?
Well, who's coming up? They're going to have to go shopping with these clubs that have been relegated.
Leeds is definitely coming up, and West Brom. Leeds and West Brom are going to come up,
and
then I don't know the third team.
well, Wayne's
I
been
think
trying to get
Fulham
Derby up.
Yeah, Derby's have made a late surge to the playoffs.
Yeah, they might just scrape.
It all comes out of the playoffs. Because I think at the championship table, it's West Brom and Leeds right at the top.
Yes, so at the moment, Leeds on 84, West Brom on 81, Brentford on 78.
It's Brentford. It's the next 4, as I say, and Derby are because that fight
Ooh, Derby are 3 points off
for
it,
the playoff phase is really close. Because if you look at between 10th and 5th, well, not 10th and 5th, but 10th and 6th, there's only 3 points between all 5 teams.
No,
You know?
Come on, the
Look
Derby.
at
Even Bristol as well, yeah. Also, and
12 to
Blackburn.
6. 12 to 6 is 4 points.
4 points, yeah.
Right, well, I'm now going to watch the championship. It's actually quite good football to watch, and it's actually been on Supersport lately, which has been quite lacquer. I'm sure you've been watching a lot on the DSTV now, Fordyce.
Yeah, I've got both of them working at the moment. Now that the DSTV Now, I worked out how to get it. So I've got my Sky account and DSTV Now. I only
All
pay for
about the
one.
BBM. Thanks, Dad.
I was about to say, have you told your parents that they can't cancel the subscription because you're using it?
Basically, a couple times. Guys, you take it for granted. Supersport's has got such good coverage. I mean, the fact that here you have to have Sky and BT, and I don't know BT, so if the game's on BT, then I can't watch it, which is Champions League and then the odd Premier League game.
Well, you and Garak are just doing it wrong. Why don't you guys get BT? Why don't you get Sky? And then you just create a schedule.
Yeah, that's probably the thing to do.
Well, the pubs are
Where
open,
is
so you
that guy?
can. Oh, who knows? Watching Bruno clips, I'm sure. Right, Laka, well,
You blame
chaps,
him.
let's
Yeah,
call it
thanks,
there.
guys.
But yeah, thanks for a good chat, and we'll do this again. It's been a long time coming, so Laka that we finally got to go on and do here. And let's hope when we're chatting next, we'll be in the top 4 and celebrating
Aren't
a nice.
we?
What?
Aren't we going to wait for Jack to arrive, or too soon?
No, Jack was going to come in at 2, but for those you don't know, Jack was the original creator of the fan group that we are all part of, and
Dictator.
he has since been dethroned due to absentia. So to Jack, when you watch this, if you're still watching the podcast, if you're still this invested, we appreciated your efforts, but yeah, chap, it's time for you to go. Cool, thanks, chaps. Enjoy the football, and we'll chat tomorrow before what's hopefully another big win against Saints.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Are we gonna have is this gonna be a weekly thing, or?
Yeah, I reckon. I think we can. Lots of people do. Depends. Whenever Fordyce is not at the pub, we can jump on.
That's very limited windows, eh? You got to get hold of it.
Maybe we should do it while you're in the pub.
Yeah, I can do weekday ones as well. We can do one after the game tomorrow if that's keen. It's a bit late though.
No, I'm in bed by then.
Yeah.
Dude, the game's on at 9 o'clock. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
By 11 o'clock.
Steve's a student. He's up till late. No obligations.
After 11 o'clock, Gavin's busy working on creating the next Mason.
Yeah, it's just a pity that there's a couple of 100,000 miles between myself and my wife.
Well, come now, make plans. Modern day technology, anything is possible.
Let me just 3D print this.
There we go. Is that a protein shaker there?
Protein shake with water though.
Yeah, okay, just
But
game
you don't do dishes
dehydrated.
on weekend. No dishes on weekends.
We'll do a weekday podcast and for us to take us through this fitness regime.
Yeah, I'll lead it, but I don't know if you guys will manage.
No,
Well,
that's fine.
I'm recovering from surgery, so that's my excuse. Okay, I'm in rehab. Like a chaps, we'll chat on the.
I'm just lazy.
Yeah, cool guys.
Cool.
Cheers,
Thanks, guys.
Cheers,
Chat
guys.
soon.
Yes, guys.